Hey, I'm Melanie Traylor. Today we are looking at my finished Honeypie quilt. This is not the first Honeypie I made, but it is the first one I finished, which is crazy. But I sent the first one off to a long armor that took some additional time, and I was able to work on this one during that time and ended up finishing it. Plus, I want to say that the single star version of Honeypie, there's two versions, single star and multi-star. The single star is so fast, like boom, done. While the multi-star is more of working with fat quarters, cutting them all up, having a scrappier looking quilt, even though I think the biggest size is only 18 fat quarters, and the middle size is like 8 fat quarters. So they're both fun and for different reasons, but if you're looking for something super fast, that single star is the way to go. And that's the one I'm showing you today. Okay, so here is Honeypie single star version, and this one I made with Hope and Feathers fabric. This version only uses 4 fabrics, so you've got 3 foregrounds and 1 background. So super easy to choose fabrics for, and it's so striking, right? It's so striking. Just one big giant star. Here's some close-ups. And I quilted this one myself. I spent a week on the quilting. So it's doodle quilting, which is just anything I felt like doing. Mostly that was feathers, pebbles, swirls, elongated curls, things like that. That's what I did in the background. And in the foreground, I did some ruler work and made some orange peel-like designs. I loved working on this quilt. I loved quilting it. It was such a, it was a fun quilt to work on. All right, so here is the back of the quilt. And this is the first time I've gotten to use my new SEQ wide backs. And I'm trying to make as many of them as I could so they can match, you know, all the different fabric collections. But I love them. They're so easy. No piecing. Smack a wide back on and boom. All right, and here is your close-ups. You can really see that that background has been densely quilted. I mean, it's pretty dense. And then on the foreground, I did just the bare minimum on the quilting. So it gives the whole quilt this little puffy part in the foreground, and then, you know, packed down in the background. The drape on this thing is so great. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but here's some more details of the quilting. I used a silky poly-light in a variegated thread, so it has some little extras, I think. Anytime I use variegated, it feels better. Chunky hand stitch on the binding, that is, I think that's Queen Bee on the binding, and then I chunky hand stitched it with a very pale pink. Wasn't 100% crazy about my thread color choice on the binding, but I think it's fine. I think the binding took me 3 nights. This is the 86-inch quilt, so this was a very, very big quilt. All right, here is that new label. Oh, I love this label so much. Got all the important details. It's available at Meander and Make. I'll probably have labels on sale when the pattern releases, so you can grab a label and a pattern at the same time if you wanted to. And I love that giant feather at the bottom. Those feathers are so pretty. The whole thing is just scrumptious and soft. Here's some even more close-ups. The ruler work took forever. It really, really did, but I love doing it. I spent a week on the quilting, and I absolutely adored it. Not perfect, as you can see when you get in there, but when you're looking from, you know, even a little bit of distance, you know, you don't see all those tiny little flaws, but slowly growing on the free motion, getting better every time, but we've come a long way. One more video, because I really want you to see the drape and see how it moves in my hands. It's one thing to see quilt pictures. It's another thing to hold it and feel all its wonderful stitches and texture. All right, so that is all I have for you. I do have a few more things coming. So we've done a video about scrappy binding, so do check that out. But I also have a demo for how to, well, I have a demo for how to do borders if you're not used to them. I've got a demo coming for you where we work through that. I also have a block demo for this quilt, and it really will work for, you know, all the different sizes and both the different styles. That's not really going to be a demo like, but it's going to be kind of like a work through the block. So look for that. The pattern releases on July 26th. It'll be available in paper booklet and PDF download. I'll tell you more about the pattern then. See you next time, and thank you for watching.